Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today we're still in StrangerVille. I know the last build that I did was actually also in StrangerVille, and usually I try to not build in the same world like 2 videos in a row, if that makes sense. But this one is actually the last build that I had to do for StrangerVille for my save file, and I really wanted to get it done and get it out because this means that StrangerVille is now officially complete for my save file as well. So today we're going to be building a really big, like, family, I don't want to say Victorian, but also it's not technically necessarily like carpenter gothic, which is more the style of StrangerVille. Anyway, it's kind of like in between like a carpenter gothic house and a Victorian house. But I really like the way it turned out, and I absolutely love this bold style. It's one of the reasons why StrangerVille is such a favorite of mine, like world-wise. So yeah, I love StrangerVille. I love the bold styles and, you know, the style that you can kind of go for in this world. And I really like the way this neighborhood now looks with all of these builds completed. So yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and like download this build, obviously it is up on the gallery as all of my other builds are as well. And obviously it's also completely custom content free. But yeah, so before we get too much further into this build, I do want to say that if I sound a little bit strange, I am struggling a little bit with talking and with my mouth and stuff like that. So talking is not as easy as you would think. So if I sound a little bit weird, or if I'm like suddenly talking really slowly or whatever, just ignore it, just bear with me. I actually wanted to get this video out like last week or like over the weekend at the latest, and I just couldn't. I had a really rough week and a really rough weekend, so I just couldn't record. But I did get a bunch of building done, so I've actually spent most of last week kind of just building and in a very like building headspace, and it all just kind of like flowed. So I decided to take advantage of the sudden burst of creativity and get a lot of building done, including this house. I actually finished this house in like 2 days, which for me is like, it's saying something, because usually finishing a build will take me multiple days, because I can't usually I can't sit down and work on one build for too long. So I'll like do a build in like a couple of hour like segments over the course of a few days. So yeah, I finished this build in like a day or 2 days at the most. I actually finished 2 builds in Forgotten Hollow. Yeah, did I? Yeah, I finished 2 builds in Forgotten Hollow. I finished, so StrangerVille is done. The 2 builds that I still had to do in Forgotten Hollow is done. I also finished the last build that I needed to do for Glimmerbrook as well. So Glimmerbrook is totally done. The Magic HQ in Glimmerbrook, or like the secret lot, kind of like the secret spellcaster HQ lot, that is not done. But that build is such a... I don't know what I'm gonna do on that lot, if I'm being completely honest. So I've just been putting it off, and yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it, basically. It's not the highest thing on my list of priorities at the moment, save file wise. But yeah, so now StrangerVille, Glimmerbrook, and Forgotten Hollow are all completely done, which, you know, it's good. It means that we're getting very close to the second release of my save file. So I'm really happy about that, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'll release it with those 3 worlds completely done as well, or maybe I'll hold off until I have maybe like Newcrest done. Yeah, I have 3 more builds to do in Newcrest, so maybe I'll hold off until I have Newcrest done as well. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys want it to be released with StrangerVille, Forgotten Hollow, and Glimmerbrook done as well. Of course, you know, with Willow Creek and Oasis Springs done, and a bunch of random builds in other worlds. Let me know if you would like it like that, or if you would prefer if I hold off until I have Newcrest done as well. But speaking of save file releases, I don't know why I'm all over the place, but you know, again, bear with me. But speaking of save file releases, I actually uploaded a work in progress version again for my channel members. So channel members, they do get early access to save file versions, and like basically what I mean by that is when I upload the save file for the public, like the first version that I uploaded way back, I try to make that version as polished and as like not necessarily complete, but like as polished as I can. So I try to make sure that I've caught any typos or any like sims being on lots where they're not supposed to be, like living on lots they're not supposed to live on, and you know, stuff like that. I try to make it as finished in that sense as I can. Whereas for the channel members, they kind of get versions of my save where I've just put the builds in and I've added families, but I haven't necessarily set up all of the relationships yet, and you know, stuff like that. Some of them might be, you know, I might move them, like I might move a family to a different lot in the final version, but in the channel members version they might be on a different lot, you know, stuff like that. So channel members do already have access to this version of my save with these 3 worlds done, and you know, a bunch of new sims added that I've added over the course of, you know, me working on it, stuff like that. So if that sounds interesting, then click on the little join button next to the subscribe button if you want to find out more about becoming a channel member. And of course that also allows me to get feedback on the save file as I go, versus waiting months and months and months in between versions and then, you know, getting feedback on it but not being able to implement it fairly soon. So it's kind of like getting early access to games, like, you know, getting feedback early on is really helpful. So that's also a really nice perk of getting, you know, early access and getting early access to people so that I can get feedback. But talking a little bit more about this build. So this build is for the Rogers family. If you guys have downloaded the first version of my save, they were actually in that version. They were just living on this empty lot, unfortunately. So now they officially have a house. And this is quite a big family. I believe it's 6 sims. Let me pull up my spreadsheet because I do have everything written down. So yeah, this family does have 6 sims in it. It has the 2 grandparents, it has the mom and the dad, and then it has a child and a toddler. So the Rogers family actually has another family member in Oasis Springs. They have another son in Oasis Springs, and he has a wife and a toddler, and you know, they just live in Oasis Springs. Whereas this sim, I believe this sim is, I can't remember, basically it's the grandma and the grandpa. So we have Clint and Emily, and then their son Roland. Now they do have, like I said, they do have another son. Let me check. I believe the other son is Roger, and he is, yeah, he's younger. Okay, yeah, so I couldn't remember which of the 2 brothers was the older brother versus the younger brother, but yeah, Roland, who's the one that lives in this house, is the older brother. So yeah, he lives here with his wife Sophie. They have a child, Riley, and a little toddler girl called Clementine. So yeah, these sims all live in this house, and originally this family did not have a pet, but when I built this house I decided that they would have a pet. So I believe I gave them a cat. I gave them a cat, so they will have a cat in the new version of my save. But yeah, so they also have a cat. So yeah, we have basically like 2 generations of the family, not 2 generations, 3 generations. Yeah, because yeah, grandparents, parents, and grandkids. So yeah, we have a lot of sims on this lot, and they all have a lot of varying interests and all of that kind of stuff. So the grandpa Clint is actually a retired detective. So he is retired now, but I did like have him register as self-employed just so that I could put in that he's retired and he used to work as a detective. So yeah, he's retired now. He spends all of his time fishing and, you know, just being around the house, stuff like that, enjoying his retirement. Then the grandmother is actually, she didn't really work beforehand, I don't think. So she used to be a stay-at-home mom. She's very into cooking and, baking, flower arranging, all of that stuff. She's also a little bit more strict. So she does help out with the kids, obviously, because both of the parents do work. So yeah, she helps out with the grandkids, all of that stuff. Then we have the oldest brother, Roger, Roland. I cannot speak. Like I said, Roland is the one that lives here. He is the older brother. He is actually not electrical, but he's like a mechanical something engineer. He's in the engineer career, and he's, I believe, in the mechanical engineer track. So he's really high up in his career. He's very into robotics and all of that stuff. So when I built the office in this house, we haven't gotten to it yet. We're still working on the living room. But this house does have an office. So in the office, I actually put in one of those big robotic stations from Discover University. And that's kind of like his workspace. So when he's working from home, that is. So yeah, he has the robotics thing and all of that stuff. And then the mom is actually a really musical sim. So that's why we have the piano and all of that stuff. And we actually have, on the second floor, we have another office that was originally going to be a guest room. But then I remembered that, oh shoot, she needs space to work. So that got turned into an office as well. But she's actually, I have her registered as self-employed. But she's supposed to be a composer and a music producer. So she does work from home. She has the music production station thing that came with Get Famous. She has a bunch of musical instruments up there, all of that stuff. So in my head, she's she composes stuff. She composes musical songs and jingles and, all of that stuff. And then she sells it to either artists or maybe to companies or stuff like that. So she does work from home, but she's very musical. I didn't want to put her in the entertainer career because I didn't think she would be someone that would enjoy performing. She enjoys music, but she wouldn't want to perform music, if that makes sense. So that's why I thought being a composer would make sense for her. And then we just have the son, Riley, and then obviously the little daughter, Clementine. She's a toddler. And that's basically it for the family. I don't really have, I didn't, do too much for the kids because they're kids. It's really difficult to give children, and especially toddlers or stuff, very distinct personalities because they can't really do much. They do all tend to end up kind of the same because there's only so many activities and skills and stuff like that children can do in The Sims. So yeah, there's only so much you can do with them. But I did think that Riley would be very smart. He would definitely take after his dad, and he's actually in the little geniuses club in my save. So he's really into gaming and void critters, and maybe he's also really into robotics, and he would love to get more into robotics when he gets older like his dad. So yeah, that's kind of it for this family. I mean, like I said, they do have extended family in a different world and all of that stuff. So I do try and do that with my save, which is why I have a whole spreadsheet for my save file. Technically I have more than one because I have one document and then it's split up into different sheets, like spreadsheets for each world. So yeah, I have a lot of spreadsheets technically to keep track of, Sims, skills, careers, extra family, all of that fun stuff. So yeah, I have a lot of fun with that kind of micromanagement part of setting up my save file. I probably do more of it than I should, or than what's technically needed. But like I said, I really enjoy that, and I love when I play as well, when I have Sims that have family in different worlds and that have like I said, extended family and all of that stuff. So yeah, I'm really into stuff like that. Now, that's basically it for this family, like I said. But I do want to see if I know I wanted to talk about this because I know this video is going to go out before they release. But I wanted to talk about the 2 new kits that we're probably going to be getting this week. I mean, I say that mainly because they kind of already leaked, which is not surprising. I mean, kits, for some reason, they always leak. To give you guys a little bit of a, like, context, I guess you could say, I am recording this video on Monday, and at this point, we haven't actually heard anything about the new kits. We haven't, you know, received any news about them officially from the Sims team or anything like that. But they have leaked, and they actually leaked last week, and for the life of me, I cannot find their names off the top of my head. But it was some sort of, like, you know, outdoorsy type thing, and I cannot remember the name of it. It's going to bug me, but I'm not going to... I know one of them is like a bistro. I know one of them is like a bistro kit, like some sort of bistro thing. And then the other one, I believe, is... what is it? Yeah, the other one, I believe, is some sort of like pool type thing. Like, you know, it comes with a bunch of like waterfall rocks and, you know, a bunch of like outdoorsy stuff that actually looks really, really cool. Both of them are obviously build kits because naturally, for some reason, I feel like we only get build and cast kits at this point. We don't really get any gameplay kits anymore. We haven't gotten one since Bust the Duster came out. But yeah, I cannot remember the name of those 2 kits, and I'm gonna stop looking for them because otherwise I will be super distracted throughout the rest of this video. And yet I am still scrolling and I'm still looking to see if I can find them. I cannot. I'm gonna stop. So yeah, we did get the 2 new kits that were leaked. We haven't gotten them yet at the time I'm recording this, but I'm guessing, this is all speculation, but I am guessing that they will be coming out probably on Thursday because that's what the leak said. It said the 30th, so we'll probably be getting information about it tomorrow, or technically today by the time you guys are watching this because it's going up on Tuesday. So yeah, I'm really curious about them. I mean, no, I would have wished we'd gotten, I don't know, I wish we got more clutter kits, but I feel like these 2 could potentially be really nice, like staple things, I guess, for builds. And especially the bistro one looks like it comes with a lot of like cool furniture and like really beautiful like bifold looking doors and windows and stuff. So I'm really excited about that part of it. But yeah, I don't know, kits as a whole, like, I'm kind of like, I like them, but I don't feel like we necessarily need all of the ones that we're getting, if that makes sense. Like, I would love more like decorative kits, like give me a kit full of rugs and like curtains, for example, or give me a kit full of different styles of artwork, or, you know, stuff like that. Something like that I would love. I would love a kit also with more toddler and infant clothing, or more toddler and infant activities, like different toys and stuff like that for them. Or, you know, something like that. I would love something like that. But a lot of the kits sometimes feel like they're very much, I don't want to say unnecessary, but they feel very niche. Which I guess is the point of the kits, so that's not really a criticism, it's just an observation, because yeah, they are supposed to be very niche items and like very niche like bundles of content. But yeah, I'm really excited about them nonetheless. I can't wait to get my hands on them, see what I can do with them with, you know, build mode, and see what I can come up with. And you probably won't see a video with them immediately because I actually... Speaking of plans for this week, I actually am planning on uploading a special build later in the week of a kind of like, I don't want to give too much away, but it's supposed to be a temporary accommodation for families or stuff like that, and we're actually raising money for GOSH. We're raising money for the GOSH charity, so Great Ormond Street Hospital charity. And that charity is actually one that provides accommodation for families of child patients, child cancer patients at Great Ormond Street Hospital. So basically, you know, if you have a child that's going through treatment at the hospital, the charity provides accommodation for the families and for the parents, stuff like that, so that they can stay closer to the hospital and be closer to their child and their family and stuff like that without having to pay for accommodation. So we're going to be doing a special build for that later in the week, but I did want to put a little thing up on the screen for this, and actually in this video as well, mention it and talk a little bit about it, because I do already have a Tiltify page set up, a Tiltify campaign set up. If you guys wanted to donate any amount of money, like, always helps. Like, any amount of money is better than nothing, if that makes sense. So, you know, no matter how much you can donate, or, you know, even if you can't, just sharing this video, sharing the donation link, you know, always helps. And just spreading the word about, like, organizations like this and, you know, things like this that might get overlooked sometimes. So yeah, definitely go ahead, check it out. Click on the link down below if you wanted to donate. I will also have a link down there that gives you a little bit more information about Great Ormond Street Hospital and the charity itself and what it does, because I probably suck at explaining stuff. That's just, you know, if you've been on the channel for a while, you know that I suck at explaining things. But yeah, definitely go ahead and check that out. I do also, thanks to GOSH and to EA, I do actually have 3 giveaway codes for an expansion pack, a stuff pack, and a game pack that I will be giving away in the video later in the week. So keep an eye out for that video if you want to, like, join that and find out more about it. But yeah, we're almost at the end of this video, you guys. So we're going to be finishing off the exterior. We're going to be doing a little bit of landscaping. I did actually manage to fit in a pool, which is, it kind of surprised me. It's a little bit of a weird shape, but I'm really happy that I managed to fit it in, because I feel like this is a fairly fancy house and StrangerVille is a fairly hot, like, place to live. So having a pool did make sense, and I really wanted to put that in. So they also didn't really need a huge outdoor space, like a bunch of activities and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like I felt like I could put the pool in without, like, sacrificing too much space, if that makes sense. But they do have all of the other outdoor things: grill, seating, lounge chairs, pool. They have a swing set. They also have a couple of planter boxes. And that is basically it for the outside. I did do some landscaping, but I tried to keep it as minimal as I could without, you know, going too overgrown, because that also doesn't fit with the vibe of the world itself. But yeah, with all of that said, if you want to download it, it is up on the gallery, like I mentioned. We're gonna hop into the game in a second to take a look at it, like, in-game, all finished. If you like this video, you know, give it a like, all of that fun YouTube stuff. Channel members will be getting access to the tray files as soon as this video goes out. Everyone else will be getting those files in 3 weeks over on my Tumblr, but you can download it already on the gallery if that's something you wanted to do. But yeah, with all of that said, let's head on into the game and take a look at this build all done and in the game. Okay, so here we are in the game, and I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like on the gallery. It's called the Big Creek Cove Family Home. It's a 30 by 20 lot. It costs around 185-ish thousand simoleons. I technically have it uploaded as 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, but it's actually technically 6 bedrooms, because there's those 2 offices that I mentioned that could very easily function as a 5th and a 6th bedroom. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. I did give it some lot traits as well. I also gave it the Quake Zone lot challenge as well, because it's StrangerVille. I thought, you know, living on a cliffside, there might be a couple of, I don't know, rock slides and stuff like that occasionally. So yeah, this is what the build looks like on the exterior, and yeah, it definitely fits in super well with all of the other builds in this neighborhood, and I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, so you come into the front, you know, there's not a lot going on at the front apart from landscaping, But you come in, let me just turn off the grid. So you come in, there's technically, it's not two front doors, this is technically the front door, but there's another entryway that way that you can use to access the living room and the like hallway and kitchen, all of that stuff. Otherwise, you can just come in from the front door and head into the dining room space. It's right at the front. I love the way this turned out. But yeah, so we have the dining room right at the front. So yeah, sorry about that. I just got a phone call that I just had to answer really quickly. But where were we? Oh yeah, so you come in, you have the front entryway, which is also the dining room. Right off of this, you actually have the bedroom for the grandparents. So yeah, grandparents' bedroom, they have a nice little vanity, couple of seats. They do also have an ensuite as well with a shower tub combo, everything that you would need. Then heading back through this way, you have the hallway. So you have a nice little standing piano. You access the living room from this space as well. I love the way the living room turned out. It's one of my favorite rooms in the whole house. So yeah, we have a nice big fireplace, TV, so a little chess set. We have all of the stuff for the cat as well. Then we have a lot of seating space, some, you know, family clutter, storage space, all of that stuff. You also have the the kitchen that has like little breakfast table with the high chair for the toddler, food for the cat, you know, a lot of clutter and, you know, very family oriented, I guess you would say. So yeah, there's obviously, you know, all of the stuff that you would need. You know, there's actually a stand mixer as well. And then going back around this way, we have another bathroom. So this bathroom is a full bathroom. It does have a shower, but it's also kind of like the laundry space. So this is where they have the laundry and the dryer. And then this is also where we have the dad's like office space. So you have the robotics station. We have his desk with his computer, all of that stuff. Maybe some of the blueprints or stuff that he's drawn up. So yeah, that's like the dad's little office space. Now going upstairs, we have a little hallway space with kind of like a family computer with also another bookcase, some seating. And then off to this side, we have, I guess, the second main bedroom, because the grandparents' room could also be considered a main bedroom because it has an ensuite and it's quite big. But yeah, this is basically the parents' bedroom. Let's put it that way. So we have the parents' bedroom, you know, bed, all of the stuff that they would need, I guess. I don't know how else to explain it. But yeah, they also have a fairly big ensuite. They have a very big ensuite bathroom as well. Then going right across the hallway, this is probably what would have been the biggest bedroom, but this was going to be the guest bedroom, and then I turned it into the mom's office, kind of like the mom's office slash kids playroom space. So yeah, there is a closet in here, but I kind of made it look like it's blocked off because it doesn't get used for anything other than like storage. So yeah, we have another little keyboard up here, some more like musical instruments. We have the mom's like music production station. We also have a gemology table and a desk for her, but because I figured she would be into making her own jewelry. She's very much like, she has a little bit of a boho kind of style to her, and I feel like she's the kind of sim that would love making her own jewelry and stuff like that. Even if she doesn't sell it, she just makes it for herself or her friends or whatever. She would be really into that. So she does that as well. And then there's just a little like Lego table for the kids to play with and a little seating space. And then going all the way back through this way, we actually have the toddler's bedroom over here in the corner. I apologize for the weird camera angles, but I want to keep the walls up so you can see the walls, but also I have like the medium wall height, so it's kind of difficult getting in there without the camera jumping all over the place. But yeah, so we have the toddler's bedroom over here. All of the bedrooms have their own walk-in closets, by the way. So yeah, we have a toddler bed, we have a little changing table, there's a doll house, a toy box, you know, all of the toddler stuff that you need. There's also another bathroom upstairs that's kind of like the kids slash family bathroom. So this is where I have the toddler potty. We also have the cat litter box in here as well. And then we also have the child's bedroom, so Riley's bedroom. Like I said, he's very into robotics and space and science and stuff. So I feel like he would either want to get into robotics when he gets older, or maybe he's like really into astrology and he wants to become like an astronaut or something. But yeah, he has his little desk, he has a little chemistry set, there's a couple of like decorative space things around, and he has a little space rug. But yeah, he has everything that a kid needs basically in a bedroom. But that's basically it for the inside of the build. Now outside we just have a little patio area with some more seating, a grill. We have obviously the pool in the backyard with some more seating, some lounge chairs. We have the swing set and some planter boxes. But that is basically it for this build, you guys. There's nothing much else to it. This like third floor is just decorative. And it was just to make the roof line look a little bit more interesting. But yeah, that is basically it for this build, you guys. Like I said, if you want to download it, it is up on the gallery. My gallery ID as well as a gallery download link will be in the description as always. But I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, if you did, give the video a like. If you're new to the channel and want to see more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. And yeah, like I said, keep an eye out later in the week for our special charity fundraiser build, as well as for the giveaway that I will be running in that build. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. You know, if you did, you know, share it, comment, let me know what your favorite part about it is. Also, let me know if you want to see an updated version of my save file now with these 3 neighborhoods done, or whether you want to wait until I have New Crest done as well. Just ignore the creepy StrangerVille people welcome wagon that's trying to come in. I'm gonna ignore them. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this build. Sorry I couldn't get it out last week, but I hope you had a great weekend and that you're having a great start to your week as well. And I will talk to you guys all in my very next video. Bye everyone.